Yeah, old big mouth TeAma.
Yeah, who was that? A.T.L show coming live. People about the world. Know that we a show. We got TeAma Legacy, the podcast. Oh God, we're taking over for the A.T.L show.
Naya, what?
The A.T.L show's on. Duh. Get out! Get
But
out!
Naya, it's supposed to be for adults only. It's supposed to be.
A.T.L. They're back!
It's my time again.
Anthony, TeAma, T Savage, Legacy! They're back! They're the best! Let's get it! Season 2!
I'm the best in this shit, that's fact. And there's only one reason that I came back. I'm here to set the fucking record straight. Okay. I'm the best, you other cats just smell the way. First off, ain't no beef with the spitters in my city. But if it comes with 28, then the shit get gritty. I'm shitty. Yeah, I shit on rappers. Either dead on the scene since you wanna be actors. It's the message. I'm talking open hills and places. Full feeling foggy, I'll be patient and waiting. It seems y'all forgot who really runs the throne. Screaming y'all number one just because I was gone. See, ain't no stopping me now. I'm on the move. Going against Team Muscle. You ready to lose? The game, the street, the zone is took. This the message. Hope it leave you from me rapper. Sure. Yeah. The message. So y'all know. Yeah. The monster is back. And I'm at my spot.
A.T.L. ho.
Just-in-time accessories definitely have the bling and everything in between. TeAma Copeland is your independent paparazzi agent. Join her live online Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Join her on Facebook at TeAma Sweetness Copeland or her fan page, Just-in-Time Accessories, or you can find her on YouTube at TheAnthonyBrownShow. That once again is Just-in-Time Accessories. Everything is only $5. Nickel and lead-free jewelry. TeAma Copeland, independent paparazzi agent. Just-in-time accessories definitely have the bling and everything in between. Check her out.
Make sure you go over to Goalie.com and get your Goalie gummies today. They have 3 selections, 3 choices to choose from. They have the apple cider vinegar, the ashwagandha, and new, they now have the superfruit. In addition to going over to GoalieGummies.com, make sure you use the A.T.L as your discount code and receive a huge discount. It supports the channel and the podcast. In addition to all of that, the gummies, they're a source of antioxidant. They have vitamins B9, B12, promotes general good health, helps improve your daily health, contains pectin, a source of dietary fiber, uses pectin as a natural prebiotic to support a healthy gut and immune system, includes the mother, a healthy strain of bacteria, antioxidants, and enzymes. Mask the unpleasant taste of the apple cider vinegar. It's simple, it's delicious, it's Goalie.
Good evening. Welcome back to another episode of The Anthony Brown Show. I'm your sugar, Mr. Anthony Brown. I'm joined tonight by my very lovely, my very beautiful co-host, Miss TeAma Sweetness.
Hey, everybody.
Also, I'm joined by the very bold, the very beautiful, Miss Indy Ari, T Savage.
Hey, everybody.
Mr. Fashionista, Mr. Color coordinated from head to toe, every day, all day. You need to see, and we'll until you die. I gotta behave myself because of Mama here tonight. So, Mr. Legacy the Great.
How everybody doing tonight? I can't be myself. We got a special guest on here tonight, so y'all know what it is. A.T.L.
Look,
A.T.L, yo.
Yeah.
No, I already told her the A.T.L hoe was like ho ho ho, not that one, Legacy.
Your mama whoop people. I'm okay with the yo.
So she already know your story.
Your mama whoop people, and I'm okay with the yo.
Okay.
Fact.
Okay, yo.
And because of tonight's topic, what kind of man supports someone else's kids and not his very own, we have a very special guest tonight, Mrs. Melanie Cobb, who has personal experience on this topic. And because she has lived through the situation and lived through such an ordeal, we asked her to come on tonight and share a few words. And she's also the mother of our very own TeAma Sweetness. So how you doing, Miss Melanie?
I'm doing pretty good. Pretty good.
Well, welcome and thank you. I'm glad you could join us and be here with us tonight.
Thank you. Everybody okay?
Everybody okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
So that's good.
What happened to TeAma? TeAma? Oh, that's right. She's mobile. TeAma is mobile, so TeAma, make sure you drive safe.
I am actually coming through the Westwood right now.
Dang. Better slow down with Tyson.
So I'm about to be unmobile real quick, like.
Okay, well, TeAma, you had a question.
Listen, I be driving, Linda.
Okay.
Question of the day: Why do women decide to have? Some women decide to have babies with men that don't take care of kids that they already have? That was actually a question that one of our viewers wanted to have asked. Floor has it. So that's the question.
My answer to that is.
Do y'all need me to repeat?
You can repeat it. Repeat it for the people that's in the GED section.
Dang.
Why do women want to have a baby with a man that they already see do not take care of the kids that he already has?
Because they're thirsty. I was gonna say the same thing. They're thirsty. They're hungry. They've heard that he's good in bed, so they want to. The truth of the matter, like I tell Legacy often, is women are naturally by nature they're nurturers. They're providers, and it's something about a woman. She thinks that, Mama, you gotta forgive me because I can't be G-rated on this one, but something about a woman, she feels that her pussy is gonna change him. It's something about her that's gonna change him. In her mind, yeah, he did her and her wrong, but I'm gonna be the one to change him. Yes, he got a child from Kathy, he got a child from Sue, he got a child from Jill, but I'm the one. There's something about me that's gonna be different, that's gonna make him change. And then, but because the signs are there. If he already got five baby mamas and 10 children, what makes you think something different about you that's gonna make him do right? No.
But you know what? I see all the time where a guy can have 4 or 5 baby mamas and never marry any of them. Then he'll turn around and marry somebody he don't even have kids with.
But see, the answer to that too, I was getting ready to touch on that. One thing I keep telling women, my female friends, one thing for sure, two things for certain, and I have ladies on the panel, and y'all can touch and agree if you want to. But the only person that can change a man is a man. He has to want to be changed. So if he's not ready to change and settle down with God knows whatever woman he got in front of him, then he's not going to change. I don't care. And she
Let me tell you something on a change topic.
And she could be the perfect woman.
But for 5 years, I pushed, I motivated, I did everything. And TeAma can vouch for me. I did everything right that a wife should do, try to get my husband to be better. He did not decide to be better until I filed for divorce. That's when he decided to be better. It wasn't until he got ready and he saw, okay, I'm about to lose my security blanket. I don't have a choice. And that's when he started to man up.
So that's my answer to the question. Can't nobody change a man but that man. It has to be something within him That says,
That's
okay,
right. I agree.
I'm ready to change. I want to do better. I want to be a provider. I want to be a nurturer. I want to be the king. I want to step up to the plate. I want to be the head and not the tail. I want to be, the first and not the last. I want to be the presenter and not the taker. It's something within him have to say that. And until he's ready, like I said, he can have the perfect woman in front of him for years, and it will mean nothing to him. That's my answer. So what's y'all views on this question?
Well, I'm tell you, I had a lot of different questions brought up, and I don't know. I guess I was the one that proved you wrong, because when I met my children's daddy, he had a child and he wasn't taking care of her. Well, I made him take care of her, for number one. And I had a child on the way, and he took care of her. I made him take care of her.
You made him, or something in him made him?
Not through the courts either.
But I'm saying, did you make him, or did something in him say, okay, I'm ready to do right?
You talking to Melanie Mary Jane Finley Copeland Cobb. I made her. You understand? Okay, number one. Okay, check this out. I told him, I said, my baby needs some Pampers. She out of Pampers. And somebody had gave me some washable diapers. I was like, I ain't finna be doing no washable diapers, but then I was using them for throwing them over my shoulder and burping them.
Me too.
So this particular day, he did not bring the Pampers. So he used to junk and jive over there with his buddies and stuff. I took two Pampers, two disposable Pampers, one on her and one folded up in the baby bag. And of course, when I took them over there, that's baby, that's daddy baby, that's daddy baby. I gave him the baby. I put the bag up on top of the car where he was leaning, and I jumped in the car and left. He said, wait a minute. I said, you got two Pampers, bye. And he could not find me. He couldn't find me for nothing. So 2 days later, I went and got my baby. He had Pampers galore. That's right. He the baby daddy. Who else I'm leaving with? He had to wash a Pamper. Dry that Pamper before the next Pamper got dirty and everything. I didn't care how he did it. He could have took his t-shirt off and put it on. But he was not going to try that trick with me no more. When I said I needed Pampers, and I know he wasn't going to be the money, he brought those Pampers. If he had to run, after all, he was a football player, he brought them Pampers. He didn't play with me. Period.
I know that's right.
So y'all know where I get my crazy from.
Yeah.
You earned it well. But yeah, he took care of his baby and everything. So I wound up, we did get married after a while. I wasn't ready to marry him right away. He had a lot of play in him, and I think I was cuckoo enough to show him, okay, you're not gonna be my man if you can't be your own man. Hello. But I was young. I met him when I was 17. See what I'm saying? I had my first child from him when I was 18. But I was too smart, too swift, and crazy on top of that. So
I see where TeAma get it from.
I was working. I had a very good job. I went from being my first job was when I was 16. I worked for Pantry Pride.
I've been on Pantry Pride over there on Okeechobee Boulevard.
No, I was at the Pantry Pride at the Palm Beach Mall.
Okay.
Okay. I quit that one because I ain't have to work. I was just doing it to do something. From there, I became a security officer. From there, I went to the Palm Beaches, the convalescence of the Palm Beaches. I didn't get my high school diploma to do that either. So from there, I went to Bell South, which was Southern Bell back then.
Right.
I remember Southern Bell.
Yes. So he can't be my man unless he his own man first. His check had to match mine. And back in the 80s, the early 80s, I was making $408.50 a week. So he had to make more than me. Because number one, if you're going to be head of my household, and this is how I was thinking back then, you had to pay the cost to be the boss. If I'm paying the cost to be the boss, baby, it ain't going to work.
Right.
So he was working for FEC News, and then he was a cook at RJ Gators. So yeah, okay. Now, thing is, by this time I was a fertile myrtle. I had more children. Brother, don't you cash your check before you come and take care of these here at home. If you have to cash your check, you don't need to spend more than $5 because my whole check is not going to take care of the house. And you get to do what you want with yours. You crazy.
Right.
Now, trust me, he done been through all the young Melanie. The young Melanie done showed him that I know how to tear up my mama rug, you know, by making my little homemade potash and some of it dropped on the rug and all kinds of stuff. I will whoop your tail. If I got to teach you how to be a man, it's going to be done in a man style. I ain't got time for no switches. Are you kidding me? Steel iron pots, hatchet knives, all kinds of things. I ain't play with him.
Y'all don't know Miss Mel gangster. Miss Mel is gangster.
You know how men be doing something wrong and then they'll catch you. They'll get mad at you before you can get mad at them.
Yeah, they beat you mad. They beat you mad. Yeah.
Exactly. No. I go from 0 to 600,000 before you can think about it. You running out the door and I'm running behind you. I ain't play that.
Miss Miller, you've been a thug like your whole life. You've been a thug your whole life.
I was waiting for Friday. I was waiting for Friday.
No, honey, like I said, y'all little questions about all that junk, it didn't apply to me. It did not apply to me.
Or your daughter.
I don't know what what women think about having children from a man that won't take care of other people's kids. That'll take care of other people's kids before they do. Now, I had to look at the fact too, Keith was young. He had a baby when he was young. So I had to give him that much of a benefit of a doubt. But if I had met Keith around the time that he got with this woman and he had 5 children he hadn't taken care of, honey, he couldn't have touched me with nothing. You know, it would have been a big no. And then on top of it, she already had 6 kids.
Stop what I say.
Then she go have 2 more. Nah.
Hold on, Miss Melanie. Hold on, Miss Melanie. What you was gonna say, Legacy?
No, I'm just waiting on Mom to get done so I can get my turn. But I'm
ready for you, Legacy. Cause honey, listen. Come on.
I don't know why people be coming for me.
Just so I can hear what you gotta say. Cause I'm a different woman than you ever met.
Listen, Mom, I don't want to meet no woman because I have a body on my hand. I have a body. I don't deal with that women putting their hands on me stuff. That you gotta go. You're going to jail or you're going to hell, whichever one. That's for me. I don't know how men go around letting women do that to them. I believe in the criminal justice system. TeAma know, she know. But for me,
but look, you gotta look at it. I don't mind going to jail. That's why I got that many mug shots.
You don't stay that long. That's the problem. You don't stay that long. But
since when a criminal care about the police or anything, they have cameras. They still steal.
Yes, ma'am.
They have all kinds of laws and stuff that all the criminals break. So what does that matter? You got to remember, I didn't have God in my heart in those days.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
you know
ma'am.
what I'm saying? Not at all. So
I got that.
I felt like this. His mama told me if he put his fist in his mouth, that means he finna hit you. Okay. I told him for every lick he think he gonna give me, I'ma give him 5. And they gonna equal or triple the strength of what he think he gonna put on me. So I have to make it equal because I am a woman and I am weak and I am the lesser vessel. So therefore, there's no such thing. Exactly. Fool you. It's gonna come with something. It's gonna come with something. And either you gonna leave or you gonna straighten up. You know.
I don't know.
Period. Don't matter. I don't mind. You want to know why? I know my worth. See, it won't be nothing if you don't do nothing.
But for somebody to tell me, and I'm a grown man, if I don't start nothing, it won't be nothing. I don't think it's a I don't think it's a personal lie that can control me. Period. And I'm gonna fall back on what hold on, Mom. I'm gonna fall back on what Tony said. Until whether it's a female or a male, until they themselves are ready to make a change. So people lose whole houses and marriages because they're not ready to make a change. And it don't take place until they are ready. But I will go and say this. I've never been with a woman that, I can't take care of my kids and do for them. A lot of that only comes about is because the woman herself is acceptance to the man only doing for her kids. Because we just spoke about it.
Legacy.
And just like you said, Mark, you made sure that he did right. But most women only care, and it's sad, but it's true. Tony said it about 2 weeks ago. When it comes to self-preservation, people are only concerned about what goes on in their house, majority of the people. Yeah. So if he's doing his job, which is coming home, taking care of his household there, and taking care of her children, if at the end he don't have but scraps to get at his kids, well, mine taken care of. So at the end of the day, me personally, women I've been involved with have always said, when I got paid or something, make sure you send them kids something first because, we got it over here. We're gonna be good because we're doing our thing together. But I've never had a woman that didn't have a problem going school shopping for my kids that were in Georgia. I never had a woman in my life that didn't ask about or didn't say, let's go pick up the babies. You know what I'm saying? I had women that would be like, we going to get the kids for the summer, da 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 da. But the vast majority of men, if they don't have especially if they really wasn't taught to be men, because they didn't have men in their lives to structure them on how to go about being a parent. And it takes that in order for most, because had it not been for my stepfather, even though my dad never done one thing for me in my entire life, had it not been for my stepfather and seeing the mistakes that my real father, matter of fact, let me change that. If it wasn't for the dude that helped create me and my father raising me, the man that came into my life, the stepfather as we're speaking on today, then I wouldn't know how to be a man. But the one that raised me had that family structure, that knew how to step in and look at kids as equals, and to also incorporate his kids that he had into our household. And my mother being, matter of fact, the crazy thing is my mother was also the type of woman that we're talking about that went out and made sure that my dad, when he picked up his kids and brought them over to the home on the weekend and the holidays and things like that. And just, it's a lot of women out here, Mother Melody, that you know, niggas get with, that isolate that man from his children because she's so worried about if he's still trying to sleep with the baby mama. And they'll think that the communication between the man and the children and the baby mama is supposed to be between his new girlfriend and his baby mama, and that don't always have to be the case. Because some women that are out here that are insecure like that feel like any conversation that goes on between a child's father and mom equals up to sex, even if they're not in it any kind of way like that. So when you do, most of these women feel like Tony said, well, if I get with him, you know, he's gonna have to do this or he's gonna have to do that. But that's not true, because men that decide that they're not gonna be controlled or dominated or pushed into anything are not gonna be pushed into that. I know I wouldn't be by no woman.
I understand where you're coming from, but at the same time, at least you did have that structure, you know.
But Mom, that's what I'm saying. The vast majority, I deal with little kids in Pop Warner football from ages 5 to 14, and out there on the field and out there at practice, you would think that men would be out there at the field pushing their boys. You have just as many mothers that's over there watching and participating in the cheerleading practice at the football field and less fathers. So if you don't know how to be one and you don't aspire to be one, then you're not gonna do those things because you don't know how.
Kia said, "What's up, everybody? What's up, Legacy?
What's going on? What's going on?" So when I say that,
hold
I want to talk trash so bad because she said, "What's up, everybody?" Then, "What's up, Legacy?" You know
what?
Don't do it, boo. Don't do it, boo. Legacy's on the one on here. Carry on, Legacy. Carry on, Legacy.
God. But it's a talk thing, and also women have to be taught too, because if we look at it, most women who have kids nurture more to their kids, and they're gonna put their kids first. So when you find a special woman like you, Mother Melody, that are adamant about a man that they're
Kia said, "What's up, Tony? My bad." Again, like, it's not just Legacy and Tony on here, bro. But what up? What's up, woman? Oh, Lord.
Y'all just women. I'm Tony, and that's Legacy.
We just woman. We just woman. That's it.
So, Mom, when I say, when you have that type of woman that's in your life that says, that loves her kids and then can love and embrace her, whether we can call them step kids because they're in a relationship or whether they married or not, but that can love another man's child the same as she loves her own, because we had a topic last week, Mother, where we were talking about when a relationship comes to an end, should that man cut off all communication, woman and children that he done been around for 4, 5, 6 years? Savage.
I love y'all. Savage, you my girl. That's for you right there, kid. That's all you, mama.
You still left on TeAma.
I'm okay.
But we have
Listen, I was gonna say something, but the way TeAma threatened to egg my house up earlier, I ain't got no words. Okay.
You just gonna throw me so the po-po to go find her?
She said she gonna Halloween egg up the crib.
But for me, I think it takes a strong woman to make sure she can't make him, but to make sure and to penetrate that mind all the time. Hey, reach out to your kids. Love your kids more, because I know you can't genuinely love mine. And the only reason you're loving mine is because you're loving what I'm doing for you, and you're loving what's between my thighs. So when you're no longer in between my thighs and ain't loving me, then you're going to walk the hell away from my children the same as you did that one also.
Now what's between my thighs?
Yes, he said a whole mouthful there. Listen, if you're just tuning in, I just want to remind everybody that we were just answering the question of the day. And the question of the day was by Miss TeAma, brought to us by Miss TeAma Sweetness. And the question was, what kind of men, what kind of women will get with the men and have children, conceive children, when he don't take care of those other children? And that question also coincide with our topic of the day. And our topic of the day is what kind of man supports someone else's kids and not his very own? So with that thought being said, I have a video I want to share with us, and we're going to watch the video because, like I said, the question of the day and the topic of the day, they coincide. So let me just show this video. But before I show the video, I want to remind everybody, we don't have a letter for the day. You know, we usually have letters. Everybody write in. No one wrote a letter in this week. But I just want to remind everybody, definitely write your letters in, dear A.T.L, and we will answer your letters live here on the air. We'll read your letter and answer them. And we've been getting them for the last couple of weeks. But just want to remind everybody, and then we'll go right into the topic.
Dear A.T.L is a segment of the show where you, the viewer, can write in and tell us about what's going on in your life. And we will read your letter and respond to your letter live here on the air. So if you're experiencing relationship problems, best friend disputes, baby mama, baby daddy drama, marriage issues, church hurt, church issues, and many, many more, send your letters to TheAnthonyBrownShow at gmail.com.
Yeah, so we're back. So just definitely send in your letters, dear A.T.L letters to TheAnthonyBrownShow at gmail.com. And we
Can you say hi to y'all and Miss Mel?
So yeah,
all I can say is
You know we love you, Kia.
Yes, honey. Hugs and kisses.
So let me get right into. Let me show y'all this video that I had, because like I said, the question and the topic coincides just a tad bit. But check this video out.
What the hell are you saying to him? I told his ass I ain't got it. I got bills just like you do. And I'm over here taking care of these kids.
I don't give a damn. Those are not your kids. You have one son, and he's asked me to be a father.
No, he's asking me for money. That's the only time I hear from him.
No, he is asking you to finally do something for him that you feel you don't have to do. Like the same damn thing you're doing for old girl kids. Taking them to the movies, the water park, all that. Things you don't have to do. And then you don't even invite our son. You never do. You know what? I'm not even finna get into all that. What kind of man take care of someone else's children but not his own?
These kids are my responsibility. Don't act like I'm not doing anything. You're getting child support.
No, your son is your responsibility. Child support is not a substitution for being a father. He has been your responsibility for the last 9 years. That doesn't go away just because you and old girl been together for 2.
Let's talk about it.
Savage, you didn't really say nothing on the last one, Mama. Go ahead and reiterate on that.
Yes, I did. He said, "Why do a man stop loving the kids after he leaves the mother?" I actually did. I said I talked after Tony talked when it first started.
My bad, then, baby. Forgive me. Jump on it anyway.
This is interesting here, boy.
I like it. It's crazy, you know, but it's a double-edged sword on that. I'm gonna say why. I have seen fathers who financially was strapped, and all they had was time for their kids. And I've seen mothers who would say, yeah, you spending time with them and trying to do this and that with them, but then when it comes to money, you ain't doing anything. See,
I'm gonna be honest. Let me just say this real quick. If it were me, and this might sound crazy to America, but that's fine. If I had to choose between the child support money and his presence in her life, I would choose his presence. Because it's something about the relationship with a father and a child that is affected if it's a girl, girl or boy, but mostly girls. Like when they don't have their dads in their life, it affects them. They can say it don't, but it do. Even if they got a stepdaddy, it's not the same. It's not the same. I'm dealing with it right now with my daughter. It's not the same. She act like she don't care, but I know she care. I know she care. He said some men act like that because some women lie about who the father is.
That's true, Miss Kill.
That's true.
T. Savage, that was definitely beautiful right there because it's, you know, boys gravitate more to their mom, you know, and mom is almost eternal.
It's that Freud complex. That Freud complex is what it is. When you fall in love with your mama, that's why a lot of people men end up marrying women like their mama, and vice versa. It's that Freud complex.
And,
shout out to therapy for their education.
So Ms. Melanie, from my understanding, you have personal experience with this situation of tonight's topic of a man, I guess, that was that fathered children with you, and when y'all separated, I guess he was taking care of other kids and not your kids.
Okay, it was my children's biological father.
Mm-hmm.
When we separated, he got with another woman. He didn't take care of them either. Tell you the truth. He didn't take care of them either. But put it this way, he was there for them and, you know, I don't even know what he did with them because he just turned totally sorry. Point blank.
Excuse me, Miss Mel. Kids say men are tired of taking care of kids that's not his. When you pay child support, you cannot get the money back.
Hold on. Mom,
say that. It is unmuted.
No. But Kim, first of all, if they're paying child support, that man has the right to get a DNA test. Mm-hmm. But I also had a brother named Black. We thought this little girl for 16 years was his. And come to find out, like literally a couple of days after her 16th birthday, he got a DNA test done. She wasn't ours.
And you can't get that money back.
I saw for the first time my brother break down and cry like a newborn baby. So facts, that does happen.
Mm-hmm. And on top of that, the piggyback off of you, TeAma, because the state is also, you gotta understand with child support, the state makes money also with child support money. And you gotta know that when they look at it as ignorance, because like TeAma say, they give you a choice. to say, when you get ready to, when a baby's brought into this world as a father, they ask you, would you like to have a blood test done before you sign this birth certificate? And even after you sign that birth certificate and you find out that that child is not yours, you are still responsible for that financial aid of that child because you deemed yourself to be the biological parent. And one of my partners right now is still taking out one more year to still financially take care of a child that he found out at 8 wasn't his. And what you talking about? That's going to be 10 years of him taking care of a child that wasn't his. And no, there's nothing in the states or the law that tells you that, you know, if you find out later that even if this woman deceived you into believing that the child was yours, that woman has to financially pay you back. They just turn around and tell you that it's a gift. That was a gift that you gave them.
Wow.
So you know, it's crazy, but it's real. You know, I tell anybody, you have a baby, it's okay as a man, but a lot of men do want to have blood tests, but don't want to say they want a blood test because they don't want to make the mother feel like they think she's a whore.
They feel like it's gonna create a static. But if I was a man, knowing what I know, oh, you gonna swap today? You gonna swap today?
Exactly. So this is why a lot of men, it still doesn't coincide with the fact that a man should be taken care of, or a woman. We can use it vice versa, or a woman to be mending and tending. Savage.
Tyrone said it's mandatory in the state of Florida now.
What's mandatory?
What's mandatory? Is mandatory that the father takes a blood test at birth? Elaborate.
It's mandatory for you to get on child support. It's mandatory, I believe.
Most of the time in the state of Florida, before you leave the hospital with a child, T7, TeAma, did they ask you anything when you?
My best friend said, "Get a DNA test. Don't be a fool."
Yes.
Tyrone said yes.
It's mandatory that the father gets a DNA.
Is that true, TeAma? Because you just had a baby.
It don't matter because she married. It's different when you married.
True.
Different when you married.
TeAma, say something. I can't hear you.
So I've heard.
We can't hear you, TeAma.
You muted.
No. I'm in the same living room with my mama, so I thought you could hear me.
One of y'all have to be muted.
Actually, for me, I went out my way, and I was the one that said I wanted a DNA test. But let me help y'all with something that and I sat back and I waited for any and everybody to answer this before I answer it. First and foremost, a lot of times when dudes have kids and they get into a new relationship, that dude will be being an excellent father to that child. That dude will claim that child to the God. That new woman that come in, she will literally start doubting his head. I don't think that's your kid. That is not your kid. You need to have a DNA test. First and foremost, if your ball behind wasn't there when that dude and that woman laid down, keep your nosy behind out their business.
TeAma,
I want y'all to know a good percentage of the time, them men be willing and ready to pay for their kids. They get in this relationship and they get these little bald-headed heifers that's jealous of the kid. They come in and they want to be like, oh, that baby may not be yours. It may not be this. Dudes are some simple-minded people. All you got to do is put a little bit of doubt and that jit gonna look just like him, his mama, his cousin, his brother. You don't even know who your jit look like because you looking at him like, dude, I need a DNA test because you sure don't look like me. But you have some women that are so afraid of and jealous of what you and that woman have created that they are perfectly okay with you not taking care of your kids. So case in point, That's when the bumness begins. And it's so sad to say it be a woman that turns a man against another woman to leave that other woman to take care of the burdens of those kids. So let's be clear. But with
Tyrone
me,
said to
I
get
was
on
the
the
first
verse.
one. I wanted
Hold
the
on, Tell me.
DNA
Let me read
test.
this comment right
So
quick.
when you try me, I want you to know, I'm
She
not
can't
going to
hear
put
me.
you on
She
child
just ignored
support.
me.
But you best to believe when your butt hit that ground, I'm going to be the first one to collect the check. Because you're worth more to me dead than alive. Because that little old bit of junk they going to give you, $200 a month, that ain't nothing. You guarantee if that person worked their whole life to get $1,400 or better per month. So carry on.
Who gonna get $1,400 a month? What? I missed that part.
Let me help you. When my sister Byron passed, each one of her kids owned up to 18. The last two still getting a paycheck.
Mm.
And it ain't nothing no $200, $400, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. She been dead 10 years and they was making 1,000 straight out the gate.
Happy says everybody needs to know the truth.
Go back, Tony, and pull up the last two comments.
Tyrone says to get on the birth certificate.
Okay. Well, for me, it's just more or less like I say. Well, for me, it's more or less like I say. For me, people, it just depends on how you was raised, you know. And TeAma do got a point. It is a lot of narrow-minded men that his other girlfriend, who he's with now, can prevent him from being as great as he wanted to be in his own kids' lives because he's afraid of causing her hurt. And there are women who have kids from other men who sit back when he moves on and get with another woman who has kids or had a kid from that woman that feels like, you know, they will put that in your head that, you know, that child might not be yours, this and that. It takes properly raised individuals who believe in love. And if that individual, especially a man, if he's never experienced love, he don't know how to give love. My thing was for me when my I hate calling him my stepfather, but I have to say it on here. I always had a uncle who was always there for me and my brothers. But it's just like T7 said, it wasn't the same as having my dad. You understand what I'm saying? To do these things. It wasn't the same playing Little League football. My friends' fathers are out there. And I don't know who my dad is. Well, I know who he is, but I ain't never seen him before. But it took something in me as a young man to realize that God had already blessed me with a father figure, and which was my uncle at the time. But because he was always there for us. But when my mom got my stepfather, the man that I call my dad, and he stepped, when I say step right into place, 13 to 23 for me was bliss far as having a father in my life. I never looked back and wondered and wanted my real dad in my life because there was no need for me to look back because I already had a father right there in front of me that was teaching me the things about how to be a man and things like that. And like I say, he always incorporated his other three kids into our family. It really wasn't a weekend or a holiday that passed that they wasn't with us. And the crazy thing is, the woman that he had kids from, if we weren't at our house, she didn't have a problem if we was at her house.
So y'all was like a real live Brady Bunch.
Really, I'm talking about. There was no messing around between his mama and his dad and my dad and my mama. It was just crazy for me watching how those two women got along, especially about their kids. And he was like in the middle, and he did. I remember I was 17, getting ready to graduate high school, and I had a football game to go out of town to. and I ain't have any money, but my dad had some money, and he was gonna get paid the next day. But his biological son, which is my brother John, he needed $20, and that day I wanted $20. I watched that man go in his pocket and take the last $20 out of his pocket and say, "Here go 10 for you. Here go 10 for you. Y'all better get them other 2 10s." But this all daddy got. But he did not say, "Here, my biological son, you deserve it more." He looked at us.
You say like that out loud, it sounds crazy. Here, my biological son, take this.
But I wanted everybody to know. But he didn't differentiate between that. He loved us equal.
That's good. That's good.
And most fathers are not gonna do that. Most fathers that he would somebody would have, especially somebody that don't know how to love, because that's what it comes down to. It comes down to knowing how to love a person, and you have to love that person the same way, that child, more than you love yourself to a degree. And if that can't happen, then you're not gonna get what we're asking. We're not gonna get. And most men are in love with the woman that they're with, and understand that in order for me to have this woman, I have to do this by her kids. And by him being so infatuated or being so in love and so entangled, that he ended up doing more for those kids because he's in the house with them. And like the lady say, nigga, you taking them kids to the movies, water parks, out of town, but yet and still you forgot that you got one over here that's yours.
Yeah.
Cause I can't do nothing for nobody else and not do for mine.
Let me ask this Melanie a question. Ms. Melanie, so when this young man who had children with you left and went on and moved on and was in a new relationship with someone else, how did that affect you, knowing that you had kids from him? I mean, was there a financial burden, or were you stressed? I mean, how did you deal with that?
Okay, I don't know how TeAma doing this. Can you give me that question again, please? Because she messing me. We had it good, and then she said for me to mute this, and your question then come clear because she got hers down and in her ear.
Okay.
But when I turned mine up, it started going ee.
Yeah, I heard that. Okay, the question is,
we working through issues over here, y'all.
I don't know what to do with that.
There's a method to the madness. But what my question was.
Go ahead. I'm ready for your question.
Okay, my question is, when you were involved with the young man and he had kids from you and with you, and he moved on, how did that affect you? Was there a financial burden there? Was it stress? Did you ever reach out to him as the absent father and say, "Hey, I need help," or come back to be in the kids' lives or anything? What did you do with that?
Well, because I had a good paying job and I wasn't on housing, I wasn't on nothing with my children. I had to go through the courts, and the money came directly to me instead of going to DCF. See, when you're on, when you're getting from the government food stamps, money from the government, whatever he pays to child support goes to the state. So what he was paying to through the courts was coming to me. So they was putting out of his check and it was coming to me. All the bike support, when they garnished his income tax checks and stuff like that, it was coming to me. Anytime I felt like it wasn't enough, I just submit and it'll go up. Now I know he wasn't Rockefeller and I knew he had bills to pay, but when I see he's not doing nothing for them and she's sitting back letting him do whatever he feel like doing. If I felt like I was short and I needed some extra help or something, I would call him. And here's, man. I said, don't all man me now, because I got a Honda. He'll figure out a way to get it to me.
Okay.
So that's it. I didn't have too much problems. And as far as really needing stuff, I've really never been the type to really need. I got a close-knit family, and I always worked, and had, means to make things. My children never went hungry.
TeAma went to the hairdresser twice a week, every 2 weeks, on schedule.
Yeah, I had to do her like that. So
I was bougie by birth. Thank you kindly.
I had to do her like that, I'll tell you. But anyway, it wasn't as hard, and I don't see myself having no man. I didn't have a man over my girls. I had a lot of girls. And when I did meet that guy that put my children before himself, that was it. That was a wrap. Other than that, I didn't have anybody over them. He had his own place. I had my own place. No man came in my house and put my children.
Okay.
I didn't have that. I don't mind going through life by myself in order for my children to have a peace of mind and be able to go to sleep without all that arguing and fussing and fighting.
Speaking of the chastisement,
but over on the other side over there, that's what she had. A lot of arguing and fussing and fighting. That's what I gave up. That's what I left him for. So I wasn't trying to get over in that.
Let me ask you this, Miss Melanie. Hold on, Miss Melanie. Let me ask you this question. Okay, as far as the chastising and the discipline.
Let me.
Not your head. Can you still hear me, Miss Melanie? Okay. When it comes to chastising, here's a situation. I'm gonna give you a scenario, and it's a real situation. I had a friend of mine. He got with a young lady. She had one child already when he got with her. That child probably was, let's say, 4. Now that child is 14, so that's how long he's been with her, from 6 to 14. But while he was with her, he and that lady had a child together. So it means they had one child, biologically that's his, and one child she already had when he got with her. So he had two children. Now, he felt that as a father figure, because he treated both children like they were his. He didn't treat either one of them no different, even though only one was biologically his. Do you feel that as a father figure should also have the right to be a disciplinarian in the household?
Okay, if they're doing it like that, being that hopefully they have the same type of rules and how they discipline. Yeah, I can see it. But sometimes a person may want to treat their child better than they want to treat the other child. Or the one child might say, oh, she did it, and they automatically believe their child over the other child. Now, to me, I don't care if it's the biological parents or step parents. You gotta know how to discipline the child. And if they got agreement on how to discipline that child correctly and not abusively, I'm for it. But you're not going to curse my child. You're not going to throw objects and hit my child. You're not going to ball your fists up and hit my child or none of that. You have to discipline my child with love. And you have to make sure when you spank my child, which I don't say, you know, you can't spank my child. You have to know what you're doing. You're not going to abuse my child. That's it. So if he knows what he's doing and he does it correctly and it's all for constructive, I'm all for it.
Mm-hmm. Well, Legacy. Wait, Legacy. You're muted. You're muted. You're muted. You are muted.
Okay. I'm glad you said that at the end, Miss Melody, because I was worried a little bit. Because I believe, you know, I have 6 kids and I have a daughter that's 9, and my boys are pretty much grown. My youngest son is 18, and so for my daughter being 9, and this hurts, but I've been in this situation, so I'm a firm believer that if you are spare the rod, you spoil the child. I definitely believe that, and I can't see a man. We talking about a man. When you talking about a deadbeat, we talking about somebody that genuinely loves this child, and not only just love the child, loves the mother also, and is there. It's hard for me to conceive or to perceive. We're asking this man or this woman, not just the man or this woman, to, while he's in the household, he lives there, things like that. He is a man, goes to work, provides. I can't see asking a man or a woman who does these things, as whether it's a stepfather or a significant other, that you can feed them, you can provide for them, you can put your life on the line for them. But when that child steps out of bounds, now I got to go ask another man, can I tighten that up? See, because that other man ain't tightened up nothing since the child been here. So, because I always use this scenario when women say stuff like this, oh, you can't touch my child, da 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 da. If someone was breaking into your house, him being the man is expected to jump into action right then. And here's my child. Let's say we got a newborn baby or a 6-month, they in the bed with us and they're breaking in, but the child that you have from another man is on the other end of the hallway, but they're coming in closer to that child. Right then and there, that mother expects that man to put his life on the line to make sure that no harm comes to that child. And let's just be honest, in vast homes of African-American descent, there's not a gun in the house. So now he has to physically confront this gentleman. And you're gonna ask this man to put his life on the line to save a child that he cannot discipline, but we're gonna ask him to put his life on the line for that. So you can't have it both ways. If that man is a disciplinarian and he genuinely loved that child and participate in that child's life like he should, nobody shouldn't tell this man or woman that they can't have a say-so and an action when it comes to discipline, because guess what that does? It causes a bad division in the household that he can't do anything to me, and the only person that can say something to me is my mama. And that is wrong, and that is probably one of the most notorious dividers in a home with kids and parents, especially step parents. And we have to get out of that, because every man don't want to touch on a little girl. Every black man don't want to touch on a little girl. I've been to prison too, and it's more people that get shanked up and stabbed for coming into prison for touching little girls and boys from black men that are killing other people in here because that's against the rule. Children and older people are off limits when you walk inside of this prison center. And if you came in with that, you may not live through this. So we have to get to a point to understand that if this man, and my stepfather tightened butt up, Miss Melanie, when I tell you he tightened it up, he didn't come in tightening it up, but he gradually got me and my brothers to understand that he wanted the best for us. He was there for us. That no other man couldn't talk any kind of crazy way to us. And then he was like a pit bull. He loved us. So when it came to a point to where when discipline came, he was a man that was like, look, he ain't taking no belt and beating you all across your back and all across your butt. My daddy wasn't like that. You got a choice. You can go and lay on this bed and hold on to the sheets. I want you to lay on the bed and hold on to the sheets. What's your age? Oh, you 9, you get 9 licks. You 10, you getting 10 licks. And if you move,
start all over.
We starting over.
So he was nice. I'm gonna beat you till I get tired. And I might sit down and take a break, catch my breath, and get right up, depending on the offense. Okay.
But Savage, my mother was like you. So I prefer to get a whooping from my stepdaddy any day of the week.
Yeah.
So when it's kind of hard, you know, when I hear people say, and I've helped raise other kids too, and when I hear people say, oh, another man shouldn't discipline, but if that's the case, then another man shouldn't feed your child. Then another man shouldn't pay electricity bills in your home. Another man shouldn't pick your child up from football practice when it's raining. Shouldn't pick your child up from school. Another man who is doing all of these things also can take other responsibilities, because if you got him in your home over your kids, then that means you need to know him enough to know what his ideology of how he wants kids to be raised. And if you can't get that understanding, then don't bring him in your house or don't move in his house, and then don't ask him to do things for your kids when you're gonna handcuff him. He only need to do for the child that is his. And then what that's gonna do is cause another division, because your children that are not his are gonna sit back and say, why he don't love me? See, love is good and bad. Love come with butt whoopings for discipline. I'm whooping you because I love you, and I don't want you to go down this road. And love come with sweetness too. And you got to learn that all of that come together.
Speaking of that legacy, let me ask all of the parents on the panel, Legacy, Savage, TeAma, and Miss Melanie. Here's a question: the same couple, same different scenario. When he came into the situation and had, like, after he had a baby with her, with this female, he's old school. He was raised with kids having chores, learning responsibilities. If you're old enough to reach the sink, you can wash dishes. If you're old enough to take out the trash, or strong enough to take out the trash, take out the trash. We got a dog, you walk the dog every day. You pick up after the dog. You clean your room. You make your bed. So you're teaching the children responsibilities. I had responsibilities and chores when I was a kid, and I think it made me a better person. Well, when he got into the situation, into the relationship, and moved into the household, when his child, who's now 4, when he was teaching her at 4, she wants to do chores because she thinks she's helping daddy out. So she loves doing chores. So even at 4, she's picking up her toys, trying to clean out the bathtub. And he's like, no, baby, let me get it. She's like, no, daddy, I got it. So so his 4-year-old don't have a problem doing chores. On the flip side, her 14-year-old, mommy says, I don't have to do any chores. And mommy feels that chores is teaching the children how to be slaves, and they're not slaves. Their chores is to go to school and get perfect A's, good grades, and come home, and that's it. How do y'all feel about having children doing chores?
There will never be a child living in my house that doesn't have chores. Period. Period.
No, I think
You
they
don't
should have
learn.
chores.
You don't learn responsibility. You don't learn how to be clean, how to keep your house, how to handle your business without having chores.
They have to learn how to handle school and chores, because they're going to have to learn to handle work and chores. Matter of fact, they're going to have to learn how to handle, when they get grown, they're going to have to learn how to handle work, bills, chores, kids, teaching their kids chores. Before the kids are old enough to do chores, they're going to have taking care of baby and chores. You know, they got to learn how to handle it. And they got to start out just like that. Baby steps, going on up to grown. Yeah, they got to learn to put priorities in order.
Legacy, what about you?
Two things for me. One, this is why it's always best to find out. Savage.
Alma said, chores to me is a way of teaching them how to do things for themselves and be independent.
Amen.
Agree. I agree.
My vision was blurred for a minute.
We have to know that this is why you have to date. This is why you have to probe and pick the mind of the individual before you start bringing children into the world. Because if that individual don't have the same mindset with you about raising a child, then when you do decide to bring a child into this world, y'all are gonna always be at odds. Because you have some people who parents never physically spanked or disciplined their children. And here you are coming into, you had physical discipline. And you have some people that look at physical discipline as capital corporal punishment and call that child abuse. But in our household, this is the elite punishment because you've gone too far and the correction takes place. The talking to has already taken place. The timeouts have already taken place. And none of that have changed anything. But a seat warming gets your attention and lets you know nobody's playing anymore. So you have to make sure that the individual that you have a child with is on the same page of discipline before you bring a child into the world. Second thing is, chores are mandatory. They teach responsibility. They do teach independence. But like Savage and Miss Melody said, these are life lessons of learning how to juggle certain things in your life and knowing how to keep everything afloat, even when it's a little hard. To compare doing chores to being a slave, it belittles the fact of what slaves went through. And whomever she is, bitch, oh, excuse me, Mom. You and your ancestors, Savage, go ahead, baby, before I lose this
Happy
thought.
says everybody have to make their home work for them.
And you and your ancestors were the ones that had slaves, because if you thinking raking the yard, taking out trash, doing dishes, dusting, wiping walls is slave work, then I know that the only reason your house ever got clean was because that man who was in your house did the cleaning. So you need to never say that again to your child, because you are truly misleading your child. Because when your child at a young age have to get a job and he or she decides to go to McDonald's and get a job, they do cleaning, they wash dishes, or go every restaurant or every store have you doing some type of chore if you close their place of business at the end of the night. So stop telling your child that, because you're leading your child down the road of destruction, and she's gonna live like a pigsty when she get her own stuff.
Well, the man didn't do the chores. The mother would come home from work after working 9 and 10 hours, and she would do all the chores. She would wash the dishes, she would clean, she would take out the trash, she would do all these things.
She was a fool.
And he would be looking at her like, you got a 14-year-old child here. Why don't you have her helping you? Oh, no, because she has homework. And listen.
So she ain't gonna be able to have a part-time job as when she get able to work, because she got homework. She ain't gonna teach her child how to come home, go do your little work, and sometimes you might have to stay up a little later than what you normally would because you got to finish up this homework. You're not going to teach your child to be able to do 2 and 3 things at one time. She's going to be one-dimensional.
And that's it. I just want to remind everybody, if you're just tuning in, definitely hit that subscribe button. Subscribe. We're on our road to 5,000 subscribers. Hit that thumbs up like button. We appreciate that so much. We need as many likes as possible. That helps YouTube share this video with other people. And comment below. When you comment, we will share your comments on the screen, read your comments, and answer accordingly. And today is, as we often say, it's $5 Friday. So if you would like to help support the channel and everything that we're doing over here, help the podcast, help the channel, our Cash App is on the screen, scrolling across the bottom of the screen. Any amount that you donate will be greatly appreciated. You don't have to, but if you do, we appreciate it. Send your coins. Coins are great, but we prefer the ones that fold.
But I also want to say I had a cousin. I love him to death. Talked to him today, and it made me think about him. We have so many great influential people in our lives. We do. We just have to learn to gravitate to them and thank God for what we have when it comes to those role models. My cousin Thaddeus Williams was like 18, living with me, my mom, and my 2 brothers. And he was definitely a role model for me in a lot of ways. But he was more because I was, I think me and him about 12 years apart. So having him, when we didn't have, my mother didn't have a man in her life at that time, to have him in the house, young, strong man that showed me and my brothers how to, get in here when my mom was at work and make sure that when my mama came home, that she didn't have to worry about, like you say, washing dishes and things like that, because he hadn't already been taught these things. And he also taught us that, we take out the trash and you get out here on the weekend and you mow the yard and you rake the leaves up and things and make your house beautified because it's yours. And he was always and always has been one of my top 3 cousins in my life when it comes to males. And we have to, and he at that time he didn't have any kids, but he also was, I think he's been a stepfather or a father figure in his wife's kids' life. He's always been great. Never looked at any kids any differently. I think he had a niche for loving kids, and he's a great dude. And like I say, if you don't have that, most special boys, if you don't have that father figure in your life, we tend to not know how to govern ourselves when it comes to being a father. Because if you never had a father, and when I say a father, I'm not talking about a man of abuse. I'm talking about a man of virtue, a man of love, discipline, and respect. Then you as a male, and when I say this, I ain't just saying a blood father. I'm talking about any man that takes the time to teach and tutor, to teach and to tutor you into the role of a man. You have to accept that blessing that God gave you. And I'm gonna be honest with you, there's a difference. A mother can be a piece of trash. She can sell her daughters. She can be on drugs. She can do all of the negative stuff in the world to her children, not be there. And that boy, that son, will forgive his mama and accept her as if she has always been there. But if a dad does not reach that totem pole of not being in that child's life, he's pretty much condemned the rest of his life for that boy.
True.
And I don't know why it's like that. I don't have the answer to that. But what I do know is if you have great men and women in your lives that you have to, whether it's an uncle, granddaddy, auntie, a next door neighbor, because I had another one of those too, Mr. Johnny Moore. He was the neighborhood barber that didn't mind cutting any child hair for free. And he was an example of a great father too. But a lot of this stuff goes on because other women in relationships with a man that have children, a lot of that blockage come from those women only wanting that man's attention for their children, and then helps neglect other children that were his first.
TeAma, you mentioned earlier that you took it upon yourself when your child was born, Tyson.
Yeah.
To have a DNA test done.
Yeah. You're trying to see why did I want that?
Not necessarily why you wanted that, but did it make the father feel any kind of way?
Actually, yes. He was like, "You need that for me or for you?" Like let me tell you, let's be crystal clear. I was the first one to mention DNA test on Tyson. And the response that I got was, "Do you need that DNA test for me or you?" I said, "I need it for me. So just in case I have to punch you or your beat in her face with the paper, on God, period." That's what I said. Fact. Big fact. But no,
I'm definitely
we experienced that. It was a little girl for literally 16 years. You could not tell us that wasn't my brother baby. And my brother loved that girl through and throughout.
I can imagine.
It broke him in so many ways to where now my mama tell you, when it comes to women, my brother Black.
They hoes. That they hoes. That they hoes.
He act just like you. He be like, "I don't even care." Even with my son, he be like, "You don't gotta ask the daddy for nothing. What you need? What you need? You don't need nothing for him. What you need?" He like, ask my mom. He's so aggressive. Like that really did something to him to know all of that time that wasn't his baby. And then let me tell you, like what wound up being so crazy. My sister Byra that passed away, her youngest daughter and the little girl that we thought was my niece, they sister and brother. So my sister baby daddy wound up being the little girl's real daddy. So we have seen up close and in person someone that say, "Oh, the baby is yours." Then this boy through and throughout thought that was for real his baby. And she still calls him and be like, "Hey, Dad, what's up? Love you, Dad." Because for 16 years, she knew him as being her father.
How does he respond to that?
How did my brother respond? He literally broke down, like bawling, hysterically crying. Like he took that so hard. When I say so hard, me, the person that I am, I want to go beat up baby mama point blank, period. On God.
You said trust no hoes.
Just how hurt he was,
no
I was
hoes.
ready to fight. just how hurt he was, I was ready to
She on
fight.
your tip. That's why she
Grandma,
said that.
he going, he grandma.
But I'm saying, how does he deal with it now since he knows?
Like now, like now, how he deals with, like, my brother refused to get a, like, since then, my brother haven't had a girlfriend. You're not, the girl ain't finna move in his house. He has 2 daughters. He done swabbed all of them. But as far as relationship wise, he, like, his trust is not there.
When you say
The only
relationship,
women he
Tony,
trusts is his sisters, his brothers. Like, that broke him in ways that are unreal.
there you go, Kia.
Trick
There
Daddy
you
told
go,
y'all
Kia.
about home.
How does he treat
But
the
when
daughter?
you, Tony, when you say
I do
trust,
what?
How does he treat the daughter?
yes,
The one that was in his,
Right.
the same. He loves her all the same. She graduated and went off to the military. He sent her money, sent out a care package. But at the end of the day, men grow a bond, especially if it's a little girl.
Mm-hmm.
And once that bond is there, and then you totally, like, it, to me, I feel that it really ripped his heart out of his chest.
I can only imagine.
you
Like,
know,
Kia said if
Mom,
she
can you ever
home when
say
you meet
another
her,
time
she
you
a home
seen
when you
Blight
leave.
cry?
TeAma, hold on,
He's
TeAma.
not a crime type of person.
Reread it, Savage.
Kia said if she a home when you met her, she a home when you leave.
But a
Let me
lot
tell
of
you,
Kia.
she wasn't one. Let me tell you, we knew her
What?
from school. Listen,
What?
listen, from where we stood, we knew her from school, so we had no
Yeah.
reason to doubt that that's what she was doing.
Right.
Just because you went off of what she did in school didn't mean that's why it happened like that.
No,
Because
no,
she's a hoe and she couldn't help it.
Linda.
She's a sneaky
She's a
hoe.
hoe and
Say
she
she
couldn't
would
help it.
all. No,
She's a sneaky
listen,
hoe.
I'm not finna call. Listen, I'm not finna.
She
Yeah,
let
that's
two
what it'll
men.
be.
She let two men
That's
skeet in
what
her
I'm going with
box.
Tony on.
She let two men skeet in her box close to the same proximity of time. What you point out at me?
He couldn't
They
wait
was
till your
a
mama got
little.
off the screen. He couldn't wait till
I
your
know.
mama got off the screen.
I know, right? I told her, I say,
But
Mom, you could go now.
she let
Because my
two
son
men
wanted
skeet
her
in her
here,
box.
mommy.
She let two men skeet in her box around about the same time, and she took the best choice of the father that said who was gonna be a better father. That hoe knew who the hell what she was doing.
No, let me tell you. Let me be crystal clear. She would have been better off picking my sister's baby daddy because he had more to offer because he was much older. My brother and her was the same age from in high
Not
school.
only that, she was hiding her drawers. Not only
Listen.
that, she was
He
hiding
had
her
this baby in
drawers.
high school. Listen to the
Savage.
Dang, that's a long one. Listen to this.
What?
Oh my gosh. Silly B is effing me. Okay, the song that Trick Daddy got. Silly bitch fucking me, sucking fucking you, sucking fuck my whole crew. So what's a nigga supposed to
Listen,
do?
you would know that song.
Yeah.
Hey, I lost my listen. This is gonna sound so crazy. Don't judge me,
You
judge
would
me.
know that song.
Listen, I lost my virginity to this song. I swear to God.
Lord.
It was playing in the background. I said, "Oh shit!" Go back to the comment, though, Tony.
But listen, y'all. That, like, with it, they were in high school when she wound up pregnant with my niece. Well,
all she did was put lyrics.
she's
That
still
ain't
my
nothing.
baby.
We know. We hear
But
your kids.
she was. They was in high school, and my sister baby daddy, he was already a grown man. So this grown man was messing with a minor. Let's be crystal clear.
Hold on. Don't you do that. Don't you do
the
that.
baby. No, this is facts. I'm telling you. She threw a baby on the boy that she was in school with, which was
To
my
save
brother.
to save the fact that she was messing with a grown man, so that make her even more whorish, and that makes her mean that she don't know how to keep her goddamn drawers on. So she decided to save the dude from going to jail and put it on your brother.
I don't even.
She said she kept the drawers on, but she just put them to the side. She said JT Money told you about hoes.
My great granddaddy.
Yeah. Whole problems ain't
Y'all
no
ever heard
problem.
the interlude with
And
Booty
got
Phone?
no pictures.
You know the interlude legacy with Booty Phone?
Mama, he
if you want to visit J Baby's home of the super bitches, press 3. I can't believe you don't know that.
So
you never heard that?
But no.
Hold on, Sam.
I got to send that to you.
But
okay,
yo, Anya, you know we talking about your ex-husband brother. So literally, that is, to me, that was the only thing that I could understand. At the time that happened, she would have had somebody going to jail, or she had to pick the little jit that she was with. So case in point, my brother was caught in the middle.
Wow.
And he was infatuated with this little girl from birth.
That's something. Now, back to the question. What kind of man would support someone else's children and not his own? I think that's a damn fool. That's the kind of man. That's the kind of man that's a damn fool. I can't.
The reality is he's not a man. That's the reality. What kind of man would support
get the milk for free?
Somebody else's kids and not support his own? He's not a man. No man would do that. Not a real man. Kaya, what did Kaya say? Why buy the cow when you can get milk free?
When you get the milk free.
I mean, I get it. Milk till it's dry.
But milk does the body good.
Drink it up. Drink it up.
Drink it up.
Drink it from back here.
Legacy Junior.
You gotta drink it from back here, though.
I don't want you to buy the cow because that means I gotta marry you and take your name. So I'm good.
They need to drink it from back here.
I would never get married another day in my life. You got 86 in my deals.
Out of here. But when I mean, for me, just hearing that story, TeAma, like I say, my homeboy, you talking about 10 years. I mean, he been in that child life since birth, and to find out, you know, at 8, that wasn't his child, and him thinking he's doing the right thing because, you know, a lot of women, same way we talk about men, are good whores. They hide their stuff real well, and as long as they're taking care of home, that man has no reason, especially if he's trying to be loyal, he has no reason to look outside of the house for anything because she's doing everything she needs to do in the house. But when she look over and you find out, you know, you thinking you the only one in there when somebody else was in there moving furniture around by the same time you were. And
you love to say moving furniture.
So
to me, it's bigger than that.
When you find out that this baby ain't yours, just imagine the vexness, the hatred, the hurt that you really want to just do to this person, and you have to conceal all of that pain. And now, yes, he might be still a good man to this child, but in the back of your mind, because me knowing my friend and we talk about this all the time, forcing him to still pay child support for a child that's not his tend to make him bitter toward that child. Because now you're making me take care of another man's child. I would have did it freely because I loved him, but to make me do it makes you, every time you see that baby, you're looking at a child that's not yours, but that's money being taken out your check that you can't use to take care of the ones that are biologically yours. So bitterness seeps in because now it's like the woman looking in his face and spitting in his face because she had an opportunity to be a great whore and still making him pay. But let's look at it another way. Just imagine if this man was a millionaire and he's paying child support. Now, we ain't looking at chump change. Now you're looking at
come out here. Excuse me, the word man is being used too loosely here.
Yeah.
But when
Kamal, he's basically referring to the real men that step up and get bamboozled.
Right.
At this point.
Right. But just imagine this man was a millionaire, and he found out that this child is not his, but he's still forced to take care of this child. Now you talking about now the mama can go to child support and say, hey, I need a little bit more money than what I was getting. So here it is. Now she's getting $20,000, $30,000 a month for child support. Now she's saying she need more because the child 15, and now they're saying, okay, well, you annually grossed $3 million last year. What about the woman?
Go ahead.
Okay. Put it back up, Tony, if I can read Miss Kill's statement. Miss Kill Eccles say, what about how the woman acts? Elaborate on that, Miss Kill. But now this man who this child is not, physically or biologically his, has to go in his pocket even deeper. And it ain't nothing that you can do other than to give it, because if you don't give it, they're going to garnish it.
Pretty
much. One thing I have noticed.
Go ahead, Tony.
One thing I have noticed in today's age is a lot of young men that are decent men, for some reason they want they want a little boy or a little son, to call their own. So when the girls say, oh, I'm pregnant and it's yours, he don't even second guess, because he wants a child so bad and he know that he's been fucking her. So he's automatically saying, I got a baby on the way. He's so proud. I got a baby on the way. I got a baby on the way. So she has this baby. He signs the birth certificate. He ended up, cutting the cord and everything. And now it's his baby. 6-7 months down the line, a year down the line, find out it's not his child. But you don't.
Killing everybody.
You wanted to get so bad. We say, TeAma?
She killing everybody.
I be killing everybody. I'm killing everybody. I'm killing. Listen, oh God, I can take that for the simple fact you build that bond, and I'm not even talking about rich people, just on average people. On the money I spent on this little old body that I can literally hold in one hand. Babies are expensive. Then to know the society that we live in, you can't put your kids in bobos. You're not taking them to no Walmart for shopping. So
unless they bad and they get in trouble, then they go to Walmart. Shoot. I'm gonna draw the Nike check on the side of the tennis shoe with a private marker. Don't play with me. Kid said when the man trying to take care of his child and the woman act crazy because he was another woman. She meant to say because he was another woman, I believe.
Right. I mean, all of that happens. So you damned if you do, you damned if you don't. My thing is when I was saying earlier about how and Savage said that she would prefer to have, if the man genuinely loved the kid and he is doing what he can do, but if he financially strapped, as long as he's participating, if he's coming in that house bringing, socks, drawers, t-shirts, and things of that nature, because that's the best that he can do at this moment. But every time you turn around, he's getting his kids there at the park. The little money he have, he's taking them to the movies and things like that. Because to be truthful, kids don't know a damn thing about bills in the beginning of life. All kids understand is joy, happiness, pain, or hurt. And if you're one of those people that are putting a smile on a child's face, the child don't look and see if the daddy only got $50 in his pocket and he got to make this work for the week. If daddy going by hot dogs, some buns, and some hamburgers and put them on the grill and they out at the park and they're playing, those memories of what dad or mom was doing way suffice more than dad not being in their lives or mom not being in their lives than sending mom a $400 child support check. Because one thing I've learned about life and dealing with this is when mothers receive child support checks on those cards, mothers don't say your daddy just paid child support. We just got $700 from your dad. He wanted y'all to have this. Mothers just take their money and swipe and don't let the child know, because at that time it's none of the child's business to know that mama just got $700 from her dad. Right. At that time, we're not telling the child that your daddy's son is child support. We're saying, come on, let's go get this. Miss Eccles say child support takes care of my niggas. Maybe it's different. What? Some women, hold on. Some women, Miss Eccles say some women just have kids just to have child support. Now in today's society, when we're talking about superstars.
I hope they got their baby daddy as future, because they just having kids to have child support and they only getting them little raggedy $250. Girl, you still short a good $4,800. Like, oh Lord.
But hold on, T. Well, hold on, T. Miss Eccles, I need you to come back. Matter of fact, Tony, I need Miss Eccles to come on the whole line. Put the number up. Miss Eccles, I want to give you an opportunity to sign off on the A.T.L whole line on what you're really trying to get us to understand, because it sounded like you taking child support and taking care of your niggas. Rihanna is all about a game.
I would have been down. I would have been down with you. I need you to call in, because I would have been down with you if you said a lot of these women have these kids so they could get on Section 8 housing. But if they having these kids just for child support, baby, you need to redo the math for life. You ain't getting nowhere.
Hold on, T. Miss Eccles, there's the call-in number to the A.T.L whole line. It's 770-455-5289. Take a few seconds, Miss Eccles, and come on live, baby. The world want to hear what you got to say. But if you do look around, I understand what she's saying, TeAma, because there are a lot of women, especially when it comes to athletes, actors, things of that nature. Even people who got good jobs, but that there are women, and you've said it before. You've heard about women trapping men.
That's why I wanted to know what she's saying, a baller. That's why I was trying to make sure she was saying a baller and not a broke dude, because you talking about a broke, the average day meal dude. Girl, you lucky if you walk away with $250 a month.
What'd you say, Tony?
Caller, you on the air.
Yes, what's up, Legacy? I know you always want to want me to shout out to you. What's up, Legacy? What you want me to tell you about?
We want to know, what did you mean when you just said about the child support taking care of the nigga?
Legacy, I let you play the all honey. You give it blood raw. Hey, everybody, I don't want to sound disrespectful. You know, good well when these hoes get this child support money, you know they going to the nail salon, they fixing up their cars, they buying weed, they buying, you know what they doing with their child support money. That's why I don't blame half these men out here not taking care of these kids, so these women ain't number scams. And like I said, when you need a hoe, she still gonna be a hoe. And if she trapped you, that was your dumb ass, because when you fell in love with her hoe, she showed you at the beginning she wanted to give a damn about you. So I don't know.
Miss Eccles, I got a question for you, Miss Eccles.
So they can look good, and the children look like welfare kids, hair nasty.
Amen.
I don't think it's like that for every. I don't think every female like that.
Miss Eccles, let me ask you a question.
Female.
Hold on, let me ask Miss Eccles a question, ladies. Miss Eccles, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Legacy.
Okay. Do you think, since the way you see things, do you think child support should be monitored to where we can a man can go back and actually see what this woman spent this money on?
Yeah, he said yeah. I mean, hey, it should be that way, but guess what? Once you sign the birth certificate, it's your fault. Then they should have played the role at the beginning. You shouldn't be worrying about what you didn't think at the beginning.
Messages received from Nikki Rodney's friend Juicy.
Well, I think we've had a show And we're probably gonna do a part 2 to it, Miss Eccles. You and whomever you are over there with right now, I definitely need y'all to participate in it when we do it. We've already had a show in season 1 where we were talking about should child support be monitored? Because, like you say,
I agree with TeAma Savage and all the girls. I do agree to you got some women out here wretched and not taking child support, but I can give you a little background of mine. I was talking to a dude that he know 100% that it was his, but he never signed my baby birth certificate. But what happened was, when he got locked up and went to jail, he requested a DNA test, but it put his name on my baby birth certificate. But then turn around, he was paying child support. Now, that's one story I have to tell you, but the other one I have to tell you, this started teaching that stays up in Georgia. I want to give out his name. He felt that just because I'm with a man, he should have to take care of his responsibility. But he just thought a trick, her little girl, a phone and took care of them up there in Georgia. But every time I asked him to do something, he act like he can't take care of his kids. So like I said, I ain't got time for that. I'm 100% behind my kids, and I've been taking care of them from day one.
Miss Eccles, I want to tell Miss Eccles.
Black woman.
Wow, listen, I'm sick of that strong black woman stuff.
Because
I'm sick of that strong black woman stuff.
Who raised you, Legacy? We may not do what we want to do, but we always do what we have to do.
Hold on. Legacy, who raised you?
I'm sorry your mama didn't install the English.
Legacy, who raised you?
That is
a weak black woman?
Take from the black woman.
Hold on. Who raised me? I had a village.
Exactly.
I had a village.
To one house and play between them thighs, but when it's time to push out that baby, you act like that baby never exists. But then a woman, I agree 100%. Why don't a woman have to be stuck with a child?
You a strong black woman, carry your kids.
So we let you try to do something. Y'all men act like y'all can't do nothing, but if they keep calling you and tell you, oh, baby, I need new shoes. My hair need to be done. My nails need to be done. I need to be tightened up. Y'all are spend $2,000-$3,000 to put grills in y'all mouth, ride around in big Cadillac, and all this and take care of the next chick. But your child walking around with bubbles. I don't understand. Legacy, Tony, somebody here tell me why.
Tony can't help you.
You know what? I'm definitely I agree with you, Miss Eccles. I think that's real messed up that you got men out here that got, $100,000 cars, or them bought a little box Chevy and them put a $10,000 engine in their car and another $10,000 in rims and candy paint, riding around with with women in their vehicle and not doing enough for their children. Those are men. Most of those men, from my point of view, Miss Eccles, is men that never had a man to teach them how to be a man. Never taught them anything about parental responsibilities. But we have to also subject ourselves to this, Miss Eccles. Just like you say, hold on one second, Miss Eccles, don't hang up.
Kamal said too much energy on what a woman does with child support. Gas, rent, food, snacks, air conditioning, so many things we forget about. Pay your child support and shut the heck up. I'm with you, Kamal, because I feel like
No, sir,
when it comes to child support, I feel like if it's coming in the house, okay, this is how I calculate child support. If it's two people in the house, right? It's me and my child, right? Let's say we split all the bills down the middle, right? Her portion would be split down the middle, which is the part I should take care of half, or her dad should take care of half. In my mind, that's how it goes. In my mind, child support goes for bills as well, as long as it's going towards your child, because most of the stuff anyway you take care of before the child support hits. So what is it? We're not gonna say, well, we're gonna wait for child support to come because this money for something. No, we're gonna take care of what our child needs and then pay bills with the rest. Nicole said amen.
Kamal, let me say this to Kamal. That's true, but let me say this to Kamal. Kamal, maybe you just missed the whole connection of what was said. That there are also men who do that and find out later on in life that those children are not theirs. So you can't just shut up and give somebody money because of the fact, oh, this is supposed to be my child. There are men who have been paying child support for years and find out that those kids are not theirs and can't be reimbursed that money. Maybe you got money that you could throw away and you should do it. But the vast majority of men shouldn't be that foolish. If you know that,
can't blame on nobody but the man. He should have got a test. That's on him. You can't get mad. Oh, you took care of a child for 20 years. That's on you.
But
when y'all get tested.
Get tested. But Savage, TeAma, we just hold on.
Gonna get that money back though.
You say you can't get the money back if you go to court.
No, you can't. They look at, because just like the two ladies said, Ms. Kill, the courts are gonna say you had an opportunity to do a blood test at any time that child was born. And if you decided that you did not if you did not go about getting a blood test any time of that child until that time when you finally got one, whether it was 15, 14, 12, that was a bad choice from you, and it cannot be recomped.
Nicole said being a village isn't being foolish. We got to get off the monetary value and value life.
Yes.
I agree.
Yes.
That's Miss Juicy.
Very beautiful, Miss Juicy. We appreciate that one. Thank you, Miss Juicy.
Hey, Miss Juicy.
All right, Miss Kill, we have to open the line for other people.
Miss Kill, I appreciate you coming on and expressing. Don't act like you're a stranger. Get on that whole line.
Legacy is the captain of the whole line. Let's not forget that. Sir, yes, sir. Actually, what's higher, the captain or the sergeant? I don't know, but that's who's at the top.
Captain, lieutenant, sergeant.
Yeah.
Oh, captain. Matter of fact, he's the CEO. Nicole said, hey, everybody.
Hello.
But yeah, see.
I got hoes.
Give it to him, Savage.
In different area codes.
That's the problem.
Area code. Hoes. Hey, hoes.
I got hoes.
I know you do. Hair paint.
I don't.
All the hoes taller than you. Hey, what that joke? All the hoes jocking. Be steady knocking. You know, they got the whole cut rocking.
Well, tonight, I hope a lot of fathers and mothers, because it's a two-way street. I hope that we understand that, you know, there's from me hearing from two women that have children, and one is a pretty much an advisor, a role model, both of them role model, but she deals with them in the teaching field. She educates our kids. And
hold on, I got a question right quick.
Okay.
If a father owes back child support, right? What happens when a child turns 18? Is the back child support stopped, or does it keep going?
Read it right there, Sam.
Kamal said, handle that child support once the judge says you don't owe it anymore. You good. Until then, pay that child support and move on.
Kamal, I'll be to your job tomorrow to holler at you, because we finna get, but I'm gonna come holler at you. But Savage, let me say this on that. Back child support never ends. If you owe it until it is completely paid off, or unless a mother goes to the child support office and write a letter stating that she no longer wants to recomp that back pay child support, then you still owe that. So when you file taxes, they're gonna snatch that.
Let me ask y'all this. But what happens if a person don't file taxes?
Then they still in debt, because if they get into any type of accident, hurt on the job, anytime your Social Security number is used when it comes to recouping some money, child support first, student aid second. And then you get some money.
So it's not possible for the person to file taxes and be getting money if they owe child support. That's not possible.
Not if you've already
Yes,
got
it is
him or
possible.
her in
Let
the
me help
system.
you. If he's working on, if he, like, let's say he got a job,
Oh
but
no,
he's
no,
still
he working
funding the
on the
social.
table. Oh, I get that time. What you about to
Oh.
say? Of course, I'm gonna collect to the death and die. Next question. What do you? Kamal said you had an opportunity to wrap up that majesty before you put it in the lettuce box. Once you deposit it in the lettuce box, you are subject to all that comes with it. I wish a week could go by and we don't talk about
Yes,
freaking lettuce, man. Okay, listen.
Yes, come on.
Here's another question. Kia said, "Oh, if he or she gets disability."
Yes.
So, is it wrong for a woman that's on child support to get it modified because you feel like the person is making more money than they originally did when they was first put on child support?
Well, you can do that, but I'm gonna say this.
Or does the state automatically modify it once because they report the job to the state, so the state is getting the money from the pay.
Savage, you have to put in a modification. Then what they do is this. Let's say you also got an increase or raise at your job too. What they do is, even though he may be getting more money, if you got a raise, what they do is they determine what you make and what he making. If you got a raise and it balanced back out to still be the same, you're still going to get the same amount. If you stayed at a certain level and he got more money, then you can get more. But if
he went up higher, but I went up past him.
Then guess what? He can request to pay less because you are making more money.
That's what I thought too. That's what I thought too.
And it's a after, I think at 12, if I'm correct, I think at the age of 12, because the cost of living and the child becoming getting ready to be a teenager, you can ask for more money. But a lot of times you got to be careful with that, because when you go back before the judge and you're doing better than that other person, they can say that he is the person that is not going to be able to live off if the increase take place, and they can make him pay less because you can cover he or her other end with the money that you're making.
My homegirl told Akia said if they get disability, you cannot get child support. My homegirl wanted to put her child's father on child support so bad, but she make more money than him, and she went to a lawyer, and the lawyer said they'll probably make you pay him, even though you got right. They'll probably make you pay him.
That
I
comment.
already read that.
That's quick. I'm going to comment on it. That comment that's not true, because I know somebody who gets disability. No, I'm sorry, I'm lying. They get SSI. And
that's disability.
Okay, and child support takes out of his SSI check and sends it to the mother.
But I'm finna clear this up for you. Let me clear this up for you. There's SSI, which is a form of disability. And then there's SSDI, and then there's SSA. SSI.
And then A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
With SSI,
community.
With SSI, it is if you became disabled and you're getting SSI, that money, right? Because you can get you can get SSDA and SSI at the same time, depending on your work. SSI is based off of the amount of hours and money that you have paid into Social Security. So that's like you drawing your pension for the rest of your life from Social Security. So yes, with SSI, even if that person is getting full disability, they're going to pull from let's say if you're getting both of them, let's say you're getting $1,000 from SSI money, but you're getting $800 from SSDI. They can take a portion of the SSI money because that's the money that you worked and poured into Social Security. But the SSDA, they can't touch it, which is the government funding that the government gives to you. So yes, they can pull, but it's only gonna be a little bit from the SSI because he or she being disabled still have to live ahead of the child. So tell her, if a lawyer has spoken to her about that it probably will behoove her to, enjoy what she's getting right now.
She's not getting anything, but they told her if she, based upon her income and his income or the lack thereof, if she attempted to file for child support, she would have to pay him probably.
The only way, Savage, tell her the only way that the courts will make her pay any child support to him is if the father is the custodial person. If the father is not the custodial person and he's not on disability, like Ms. Kiel said, they will still put his ass on child support. And now, if they got joint custody, and she's making more money than him,
I think they have joint.
Then yeah, you got to be careful, because if you got joint custody, and that means that he's taking care of the child too, and she goes to put child support on, yes, by them having joint custody, either a judge will say he's making less than, poverty level, and she's making more, and they may, have her pay, $100 to $200 a month, because the child be there too. But if she got full custody, she can still put him on child support.
Okay. So pretty much I think we wrapped up tonight's show. Y'all men that's out there doing foolishness, take care of your kids.
So in leaving, get ready to get out of here, TeAma. Tell these people how they can reach you.
On the A.T.L show, on Facebook, all the rest of them good things right there.
They don't know. There it is. It's on the screen for everybody. If you want to reach Miss TeAma, she's right there. And let them know how to reach you. The most savage person that everybody want to know, Miss T Savage. Tell them good people how to reach you.
You can't reach me. Write the A.T.L letter. Right to the
ATL. She right. You can't reach her because I'm supposed to be dead, y'all. I was holding my breath waiting on the call. So I don't even know how a ghost is talking.
We love you too, Miss Eccles.
You don't know what's going on. You need to relax your mind, Negro.
Mr. Brown, in closing, what would you like to tell the people as far as how they can get in contact with the great Anthony Brown?
I don't tell everybody, just keep hope alive. Remember, Black Lives Matter. You can always reach me at, you can reach me on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And again, I'm the Anthony Brown Show, and I always say grind into your shine. I'm a YouTuber, influencer, and a mentor.
And to reach the great one right here, Legacy, the great, you can reach me on Facebook at, there you go.
Short stuff. I am the #1 host of the ATLshow.com.
Don't nobody believe that.
They know what it is.
Y'all can reach me on also on Facebook up under Dream Williams, very debonair. I want to leave people with this thought tonight. Until we understand who we are as a people, until we understand that we're greater than what we were ever told that we are, until we learn to stop killing and destroying one another, we're never going to be who we're supposed to be. A.T.L. ho.
A.T.L. They're back.
It's my time again.
Anthony, TeAma, T Savage, Legacy. They're back. They're the best. Let's get it. Season 2.
I'm the best at this shit, that's fact. And there's only one reason that I came back. I'm here to set the fucking record straight. I'm the best, you other cats just fell the way. First off, ain't no beef with the spitters in my city. But if it comes with 28, then shit get gritty. I'm shitty. Yeah, I shit on rappers. Even dead on the scene, since you wanna be actors. This the message. I'm talking over hills and plains. This whole little feeling foggy. I'll be patiently waiting. It seems y'all forgot who really runs the throne. Screaming y'all #1 just because I was gone. See, ain't no stopping me now. I'm on the move. I'm on against me. Once when you ready to lose. The game, the street, the throne is took. This the message. Hope it leave you from your rappers. Sure. Yeah. The message. It's a sure y'all know. Yeah, the monster is back. And I'm at my spot.
A.T.L.